Hello beautiful soulmates, welcome to yet another interesting tutorial. It's your girl Emilia, the creative director of Liv Miller Design Hub, and in today's project we are going to be drafting it out on this pattern paper and making the beautiful piece you saw on the thumbnail using this beautiful material. So if it is something you would want to learn, do well to stay with me, don't skip any process. Let's start. Okay, so the first thing I did here is to fold my fabric into two. Sorry, my pattern paper is folded into two. Yes, I have a reason for folding it into two, which I will be showing you us as we proceed. Okay, so this first line I wrote here is 7 as our shoulder line. I will denote it as H. Okay, so we are going to place all our other vertical measurements. Everything starting from the shoulder to the bust point. Bust point of 13 is a plus size I'm making this outfit for. Okay, on the bust of 18, half length of 20. I'll repeat the same process here. 13, 18, 20. So I'm going to connect all the lines. Okay, so after connecting, this is what we'll have. This is BP for bust points. This is our under busts, UB, and this is our waist, W, or you call it half length. Okay, so this is it about these measurements. All the measurements coming from the shoulder downwards, the vertical measurements. So the next we are going to place now is our horizontal measurements coming from here to this way. And the first one we are going to consider is the shoulder measurement. Okay, and we are working with a shoulder of 9. 18 divided by 2, 9 inches, and this is our 9 inches. We are going to add ½ inch allowance for joining. Okay, then the bust we are working with is a bust of 42 divided by 4, which is giving us 12 inches. This is 12 inches. Our waist round on the bust is 41 divided by 4, which is giving us 10.25, which is this. Then our waist is 43 divided by 2, which is divided by 4, which is giving us 10.75. okay, so we are going to carefully connect the points like so, like this. The sharpness here, we are going to eliminate it using this curve. We don't want any form of pointiness. Okay, so this is what we'll have. Then back to the shoulder. See, this is our shoulder 9.5. We are going to place the neck width we are working with is a plus size. We cannot use 3. Okay, let's make use of 3 for now, just to create our shoulder sloping. Place 3 inches, but I'm going to increase this neck width after which. Then coming over here at the shoulder, which we did shoulder divided by 2 plus ½ inch, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and I'm connecting from here to here like this. Okay, now that I have this, I'm going to place the armhole we are working with, which is 9 inches, armhole of 9 inches, and I'll measure exactly what I have here. 9.5 is what I'll place at this point. 9.5. Then I'll connect I will extend the line like so. Okay, now the next thing we are going to work on is our armhole effect. Very important. Why do we do that? Why is armhole effect important? I always say that in all of my tutorial, to avoid bulging, puffiness at the armhole area. So take note and don't ever forget it. So what we are going to do is to measure everything we have here, which is 9. Then we are going to divide 9 by 2. This is the midpoint. Okay, so at the midpoint I'm going to come out by 0.5, which is this. Okay, then I will connect from the 0.5 back to this point like this. Then, making use of my armhole curve, I will connect like so. Is that clear? Okay, like I said, I won't be working with 3 inches neck width. I will be increasing it. So I would work with should I say 4.5? Let me work with 4 inches. 4 inches. Okay, so this is our new neck width. Then the neck depth is 4 inches also. This is how to perfectly create a round neck. Round neck, you measure the 4 inches. If you are using 3 inches, you measure the 3 inches, but in this case you are making use of 4. So I measured 4 here, I measured 4 here, I measured 4 here, and we have 4 here. You can now create a triangle by connecting all the points. This is how to get a perfect round neckline. Can you see that? At this angle 90, you will come up by 1 inch. Make sure you're placing it, your tape here. The midpoint of your tape must be at this angle 90 points, like so. Okay, then you make a point. Now I'm going to connect from here, touching this and back here. Can you see what I'm doing? It must pass through the line. Are you seeing what we are having? Touching this like this. That is how to get a perfect round neckline. The next we are going to do is to place our shoulder allowance. Shoulder allowance of 0.5. 0.5. 0.5. Then we will connect. Are you seeing that? Now here we are going to place our bust divided by 4, which gave us 12 entirely here. So we'll extend this line. Make this extension, and this is what we are having at this point. This outfit, we are going to contour it. Okay, we are going to impute our darts. Okay, we are going to impute our darts, and as we proceed, you saw what we had on the thumbnail. It has an opening here. It has an opening here. We are going to create the opening. But before then, let's create our shoulder darts, not bustier. It's not a bustier. We are going to impute a shoulder dart just to contour the shoulder a bit, and probably a waist dart or a bust dart, whichever one. But let's proceed and see. Okay, now for the darts. At the bust point, we are going to place our bust span divided by 2. We are working with a bust span of 8 inches. Divided by 2 is 4, plus half of an inch allowance, which is this 4.5. We are going to place it on the waist as well, 4.5, and we are going to connect. Are you seeing what we have? Now at the shoulder, ideally when making a shoulder dart, you're supposed to divide this, everything you have left here, by 2, right? But this case would be different. Remember I told us we are going to be having a keyhole here, so we are going to shift the dart away from the midpoint, because the keyhole is going to take more of from here towards here. Are we together? So yeah, the keyhole will take this way. It's coming like this, going to come like this, come like this, then something like this. We are going to create it together. Okay, so this remaining small part is where our shoulder allowance is going to be. So what I have here now is 2, so I'm dividing it into 2 at 1. This is 1. From this point I'm going to connect it back to the bust point. Watch what I mean. Okay, are we seeing that? I told us it's just a dart. It's just a dart we are creating, not a bust here. Please don't be confused. I will extend it to the allowance. So this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so what I want to just do is to hold it by half of an inch. Okay, half of an inch, which means if I take half here, take half, 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 I'm supposed to replace 1 inch here, 1 inch all over. But do you know what I'm going to do? This is a pattern paper. That is the beauty of drafting on a pattern paper. If this was a freehand, I'm supposed to directly impute the allowance back, replace. If you don't replace the allowance, it means from this original body measurement you have reduced it to by 1 inch on all the sides, meaning this outfit can never fit this person with ease. It's going to be too tight. So what I do is I will denote here with 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. What am I reminding myself? I label it so that I don't go making mistake like forgetting it. There are times, situations where you tend to forget it when you're drafting on your main fabric. So always input it to remind yourself that you have an allowance to add. Are we together? So the 1/2 inch I'm going to add, use for the sewing, I will add it on when I'll be cutting it out on the fabric. And don't forget, we have not added our sewing allowance. That would equally be added when cutting it out on our fabric. So this is it about drafting the front pattern. Okay, so we are going to go ahead, cut out, and see what we are having. Believe it's clear. So I'll get my paper scissors and we'll cut. So this is what we are having. Opening it up, this is what we are having. It's actually a plus size. A plus size. Can you see that? So I'm going to close it up, use my tracing wheel to trace this to reflect here so that I can trace it out at the other side. Function of a tracing wheel. Watch what it does. I'm done drafting this. My markers are showing here, they aren't showing here. For me to draw exactly what I have here at this side, your tracing wheel is needed, like so. Watch out. I'm going to trace all the points carefully. to, are you seeing that? Okay, see the dots. Are you seeing the dots? Are you seeing the dots? The one I just made now. So let's proceed. We've traced this part. We'll trace these ones too. I can now open up and use my marker. It's clear. It's showing clearly. Can you see? Can you see this one as well? The shoulder, can you see? So with this, it's easy for you to trace it out. For you to transfer to the other side of your pattern paper or your fabric. Can we see? We'll have the same thing everywhere. Remember, you're adding 0.5 when cutting on your fabric. You label so you don't forget. Okay, so the structure I said we are going to have by this side, that is why we drafted it this way. I don't know if you understand. Normally, you know, when drafting pattern, this one piece would have been enough to help you draft it on your fabric. It's on your fabric you're supposed to fold it into. If you're doing it like this, you're going to keep buying and buying pattern paper. Okay, so but we had to do this because there is a keyhole we need to create on one side of the pattern. And which side are we supposed to create it? On the left. This is my left. On the left. So we are going to create it here, which is the left part of the panel. I'll close it back and we are going to create it out. So let's create the keyhole. I'll change the marker to black. Let me change the marker to black. So what first thing we are going to determine is the keyhole is going to come from the shoulder to this midpoint. Okay, so first thing we are going to discuss is where it will stop. Now what we'll have here is 4. We already have 4. I want it to end at that's 8.5. This is 8.5. That is where it's going to end. Can we see that? Then this shoulder part, it will start from 1.5. Okay, so watch what I'm going to do. From the 1.5, I will connect it to this 8.5 with a straight rule. Can you see that? Okay, so from here I'm going to come out here by 1 inch. 1/1/4. Should I do 1/1? Let me do 1/1/4. I'll come out by 1/1/4. Right, is it okay? Yeah, 1/1/4 is fine. Okay, now here requires creativity. If you want to recreate this style, you can actually alter this design. Now I'm going to find a way to make something beautiful to come and join here. This 1/1/4 here. Then let me see. Yeah, I think this shape will be nice. Let's do with this. So this is what we are having. Okay, I'm thinking something. I wouldn't want to go through the steps of putting allowance on my fabric when cutting it. So I think I will reduce this. Let me reduce this so that after sewing it, the wideness will just be okay. I won't need to add allowance. Let me use the green marker. Okay, so when I have something like this, this is 1 inch opening. Okay, so when it is 2 inches wide, it won't be bad. Or I could use quarter to sew it instead of 0.5. So it won't be that wide. Okay, it will now come back to the original this that we have. So this is it about this drafting. Hope we can see that looking all pretty. So we are going to use this on our pattern paper. For this, we are going to cut out what we have here. So this is it, I'm done. If we open it up, this is what we are having. Can you see? This is what we are having for the neck. So when I sew it 1/4 inch this way, it will be wider, and it's on the left side. Okay, so we are done with the front drafting of this. We're going to transfer it on our fabric, and I'll be back. And locally on this neck region, I'm going to add 0.5 allowance for joining the neck. All the allowances added, and I won't forget to add SA sewing allowance here, 0.5 SA of 1.5 SA of 1.5. I'm going to add it this side and this side. So let me cut it out on this fabric and show us what we are having, guys. So before going over to cut it on the fabric, you're supposed to cut here open. And this one will be alone. Yeah, so I'm going to cut them all out. This is the center front and these are the side fronts. So I'm going to cut them out on my fabric and return to show us what we are having. So soulmates, we are going to do freehand for the back panel. Okay, so you see the difference between freehand and pattern drafting. So what I'm placing here is the full length of, I will explain. I'll connect it. I will place our shoulder line. I have a mark here, let me make use of it for shoulder line. The English mouth of the fabric. Okay, can we see that? So from the shoulder line, I'm going to place our bust point of 13. Our half length now is 18.5. Sorry, this is 13. 18.5. Remember the half length we had in the front was 20. So we are going to alter this pattern, this side pattern of the front. Okay. (13 by 18.5). Then I'll connect. So our bust is 12 inches. We'll place 12 inches here. This is our bust, and our waist is 10.75. Placing 10.75 over here. We are going to connect it. Okay, so we are working with a neck for now. Let's do 3 the way we did in the front. shoulder of 9. Remember, this is freehand, just watch and see the difference. Okay, I'm supposed to share here into 2.5, 3, 3. Remember, we need 1 inch allowance. We are going to take half from both sides, so I'm going to put the 1 inch here. Are you seeing? Because it's freehand, I've added the 1 inch, then I'll add ½ inch joining allowance, 0.5 inch joining allowance, and everything ended here. Okay, it was 9. I added 1 inch that I'll take from here and here, so everything is supposed to be, that will give me 10, right? 9 plus 1 is 10, plus ½ inches is 10.5. You know, this is a shaky material, so this is 10.5. I'm going to come down somewhere here and place 10.5 to create my armhole. I'm going to measure, so let's do the sloping of 1 inch. Connect it back here. Then we'll add a ½ inch shoulder allowance. Okay, can we see that? So from this shoulder will come down by 9. This is 9 inches. So we are going to connect like this. So this 9 inches. Are we seeing what we are having? Now the armhole we did, this is direct drafting. Remember, during the pattern drafting we did 4 inches, and when I was cutting it now on the fabric, I added ½ inches allowance, which means for this one that is direct, I'm going to do 3.5, so that after sewing I'm going to now have the 4 inches I have in the front. Okay, so the back depth is totally dependent on you. I'm going to do 2 inches, then we will connect. So this is what we are having. Don't forget to place our 12 here too, so that we can extend this line like this. Are you seeing what we are having? Watch what I'm going to do to the armhole. I'll measure and get the midpoint 4.5, and from the 4.5 I'll go like this. Are you seeing what you're having? Now to create our dart, we are normally, our dart is 4. I'm going to do 4.5. I'm adding the allowance directly here. I've added ½ inch now allowance directly on the fabric. For this one, you will measure everything you have here and get the midpoints. This is the midpoint, and I'm going to connect like this. Are we seeing what I'm having? Okay, so now remember we are taking ½ inches here, which is 1 inch. I'm going to replace the 1 inch here. This is the difference between freehand and pattern drafting. I've replaced it on the shoulder, remember, but I didn't replace it on the side. Okay, and we added 1.5 sewing allowance, so we are going to add the 1.5 here now. and we are going to carefully connect as shown, and we are done with the back drafting. Can you see? This is freehand. I've shown you the difference between freehand and perfect pattern drafting. If it was pattern drafting, this one would added here would have been added half, but because it's being drafted directly on the cloth, it's added back here entirely. Okay, so which do you prefer? Do you prefer pattern drafting or freehand? Which are you good at? Do well to tell me on the comment section, please. If you're still watching till now, it won't cost you anything to give the video a thumbs up, to subscribe, leave a beautiful comment. Suggestions are welcome, questions are welcome, and please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. It's 100% free. You're not paying anything to do that. So let's cut. So soulmates, this is it. This is the back panel. The only alteration I made is I added 0.5 zipper allowance. I forgot to add it when I was filming, and it's in two. It's into two. Can you see that? This is the side front. I added 0.5 here and 1.5 this side, and this is our center front, which is the center of attraction with the keyhole, beautifully created. Okay, so for the center front, I'm going to cut it into two. One will serve as the lining, the other ones will be one. Thank you for watching to this point. If you're still with me, please give the video a thumbs up so Facebook and YouTube can keep showing it to potential students that would love this tutorial. Please, it won't cost you anything. Just encourage me, show appreciation. Please, it won't cost you anything to give a thumbs up. Just click the button. Just click the button. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a positive comment, encourage me. Oh, see how I'm panting. Encourage me, guys. Thank you. So sisters, let's proceed. So soulmates, this is the second. You know, the outfit we are making has two layers: the first, the upper, the middle, and the last. So this is the middle part, and we are going to cut it like a half circle. I have tutorials on this channel on how comprehensive, the easiest tutorial on how to make it. I will attach it in the description box. So I folded into two. This is into two. Okay, then I folded again into four. And how did we get the, you know how to calculate a waist radius? We are working with waist 43 plus 1.5 inch zipper allowance. Okay, that is giving us 44.5 divided by 3.14, which gave us 14. Okay, which gave us 14, and the length we are looking at is length of 10 plus half inch for joining the third part, half inch for joining the upper part, meaning 11. Okay, so when you say 10.8, 14 plus 11 is 25. So for the waist, which is from here, we are going to cut out 14 inches. I will attach the tutorial on how to calculate this. I did a full tutorial on this just for the waist calculation. Have like 3 or 4 tutorials about it. I will try to attach on the box description box. If I didn't remember, please check the channel for the tutorial. So when you're done, you can cross check what you're having here. Instead of being less than your waist, it should be more than. So anything you get, you fold it into 2, 3, 4. It's up to the waist and even more. So it's okay like this. And I said the length we are looking at is 10 inches. We'll add half inch here, we'll add half inch here for joining the upper and joining the lower, which is making it a total of 11 inches. So we are going to mark 11 inches right round, and we will connect. This is going to be Basque at the end of the day. I'm going to show you how I'll do the basket. Then we can cut. The next thing to cut is the third layer, and to cut it, I'm going to measure what I have here. (21), and I'll fold it into 4. So this is the middle part. We are setting it aside. Let's cut out the last part of the outfit. So remember, the half length we are working with is 20. This midpoint we just cut out is 10. This one we want to cut out now will be 24, 25. Let's use 25 inches. (25), 25, 25. I'll connect and cut. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up so YouTube can keep showing the video to potential fashion designers. Please leave a positive comment. It won't cost you anything. So this is for this part. It's gonna be like this. Follow, turn on the notification bell to know when I'll be dropping the sewing tutorial. So this is it after drafting. Like I said, it has 3 layers: the upper, the middle, and the down part. Good thing is I'm going to be basking the middle. I'm going to be basking the middle. You see, it's an interesting tutorial. If it is something you would want to learn, if you want to see the sewing tutorial, follow the channel, turn on your notification bell. It has a keyhole here, and this part is going to be gathered. Okay, to suit here. It's going to be sweet. So please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and leave a beautiful comment. Thank you for staying with me. It's your girl Livmila. Watch us for part 2, the sewing tutorial. Thank you.